Good afternoon. I'm Captain Jim Jenkins, the Chief of Staff and Acting Commander for the Coast Guard's 14th District here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Today, as we've continued our search for the missing Marines, we've also conducted an extensive review of the case. We've looked at all search efforts by all agencies. We've looked at the data and metrics produced by our search and rescue tools. We've looked at developments and particular circumstances of this case. Based on this careful analysis and in close coordination with the United States Marine Corps, I'm announcing that the Coast Guard intends to suspend active search efforts tonight at sunset. The decision to suspend this case, the searches, is very difficult. We have not found the survivors, and this has a significant scope and impact, stopping our search efforts. I know I speak for the entire Coast Guard when I say our thoughts and prayers are with Marine Corps Helicopter Squadron 463, and particularly with families and loved ones of those missing. We are honored to perform our duty and to coordinate the entire team of responders using every available resource to carry out the most thorough search possible. I know that nothing can ease the pain of the families of those missing, but I hope that the efforts, the knowledge that so many were willing to put forward so much effort to try to bring those Marines home will provide some solace in the future. The team searched continuously for 5 days, covered the search area with multiple assets every day, located all 4 life rafts to confirm that there were no persons on board, located debris from the aircraft crash, and located some of the helicopter wreckage on the seafloor. And I'm hopeful that will aid the subsequent investigation. I want to thank all partners, the U.S. Navy, the Army, and the National Guard, Hawaii Fire, Police, and Ocean Safety for their extensive professional efforts. I'm proud of all my Coast Guard units, their professionalism and dedication on scene. I thank the public for their patience and understanding and for the aloha spirit they showed our first responders. I emphasize that as we suspend the search, we pass the baton to the Marines. And so most of all, I thank the Marine Corps for their leadership and partnership in this difficult time. We stand ready to support any future maritime operations, and we will continue to provide any comfort we can for those suffering from this terrible loss. The Coast Guard is always ready to serve, and we will support maritime operations as needed. We're also ready to serve alongside the Marine Corps and always ready to be of service to Marines. And I do want to be clear. I said the decision to suspend this search without finding survivors is particularly difficult. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Brigadier General Russell Sanborn. I'm the Commanding General of 1st Marine Aircraft Wing. My headquarters is stationed in Okinawa, Japan. MAG 24 and HMH 463 are under my command. First and foremost, we in the Marine Corps want to say that we are extremely impressed by the professionalism and dedication of the United States Coast Guard and for their service. As a unified command, we communicated well and operated well together. The state of Hawaii, the city and county of Honolulu, the fire department and police department, ocean safety, Hawaii National Guard, and the U.S. Navy all helped in this search and rescue operation. I'd also like to extend my gratitude to all those small businesses and concerned residents that took the time to report any information or generously donated food to our teams at the Incident Command Post. To our friends and fellow service members around the globe, your thoughts and prayers strengthen our resolve. As we transition our efforts to recovery and salvage operations and continue to provide support to the families of our Marines, we thank you. The Coast Guard, the Marine Corps, the Department of Defense, the civilian organizations have been nothing but outstanding. We support them 100% and we thank them for what they did. The one thing since I've been on this island, when I laid eyes on the operation and asked a lot of questions, I asked, where can we help? Where do we have gaps? Where are we missing something? And the three things I never heard from any of those organizations were, no, I can't, or I won't. It's been 100% overwhelming support. To that, we're thankful. And to the families that are most affected by this, our prayers and our support are to them. And it's our number one goal and focus. Thank you.
Okay, we'll now entertain questions and answers.
Hi, Bridget Amato at KH1 News. This is for Captain Jenkins. On Sunday, responders employed sonar and divers for an underwater search. Describe the challenges of that and what exactly did you find?
So we still have resources out deploying those underwater assets. We have a mobile dive salvage unit on scene and also the USNS Salvor. The purpose for that was to try to identify the location of wreckage and see if it would give us any other information on the case. They are still on scene today, and as we transfer the responsibility and the leadership for this primarily to the Marine Corps for subsequent investigation and possible recovery efforts, they will take control of those resources. In the meantime, we did locate some of the wreckage on the seafloor.
Captain Jenkins, Rob Shakina, the Star Advertiser. Could you provide some more details on what the wreckage was that you found and what was with the wreckage? Were there any signs of remains?
So far, we've found a widespread debris field on the ocean floor with parts of aircraft, and that's the extent of it at this point in time. We are confident that these aircraft parts are associated with this crash, and we're collecting information even as we speak here.
How deep is that area where this aircraft is?
So it's about 2 miles offshore and in about 325 feet of water.
Wyatt Olson, Stars and Stripes, Master General. What will the Marines do now? What is your, as you changed into this new search, what will you do?
The goal now is to switch to the recovery and salvage operations. So, as you know, there is an aircraft mishap board that has been formed to look at all the evidence and try to thoroughly investigate the mishap, to discover all the facts of it and to make recommendations and findings. So that's what we're going to focus on. Also the recovery of any of the debris and any other remains that may be discovered so that we can get closure to those families that are still out there that still want that final piece of the puzzle.
John Sanborn, was there a black box or data flight recording instrument?
When you refer to a black box, most people think of that like an airliner that's a crash survivable black box that has all the information. The CH-53 doesn't possess that type of equipment.
Just to clarify, there's no recording on what happened in the last moments of the crash?
Well, there's not recording. There is, you're obviously going to get IFF returns, from transponders and so forth. But the way you're thinking about it, the detailed voice recording, flight parameters, we don't have that capability in the 53.
General Sanborn, what happens next for the families of the fallen Marines?
The families will be continued to be supported, 100%. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Once in the Marine family, you're always in the Marine family. So our goal is to continue to support them in any way that they need right now.
General Sanborn, is there any timeline on when you can recover the rest of the wreckage?
That's all predicated on the environment, the resources, what they find, so forth. So I do not have a definite timeline for that.
Okay, if there's anyone else, we'll entertain a few more questions.
General Sanborn, breaking roll with CH-53E, is there going to be a memorial?
Yes, right now tentatively a memorial is being planned for Friday here on the base station. More details will follow as we formalize those plans.
Anyone else?